I'm going to, no one's here right now, but all right. We'll just see when people come in. It's just me dropping some more seeds. Um, I will talk, just so that if somebody comes in, I am talking. And then I'll tell you what I'm doing. Or actually, no, right. People can watch this on the replay. So I'm dropping more seeds. Had a busy weekend, none of which pertain to gardening. Very little. So if you're a follower of the channel, you may have noticed that I don't think I posted a video on Saturday, maybe a short, or Sunday or Friday. So you're missing a worm video. And in fact, you should have had a worm video today, but you did not. You will by tonight. I do actually have Sunday's Seed Table Talks was Peppers, episode 8, I believe it was. And funny part is I actually recorded that like a week and a half ago, and yet I never posted it. So I'm gonna get caught up on that. Probably the Seed Table Talks might go up tomorrow instead. And I'm not gonna say I'm gonna return to my usual schedule because I might, I've last time I said that I didn't do that. So, okay. Someone has entered the room. Hello, hello, hello. I am dropping more seeds. And I'm going to I shouldn't say that I'm going to make this quick because then I probably won't. I'll be on here for an hour, hour and a half. But I've shown you guys this before. It says 2023, but used it a little maybe in 2023, but I had another one to use. Anyways, so what I did is I finally did what I should have done a long time ago, months ago. And, but it's good that I did it anyways. So I went through all the seed packs. Oh, sorry. So my phone is in landscape position, but I'm doing this as a vertical live. Maybe I should have, hello, 3 people. If you want to say hi, let me know roundabout where you're from. If you're a gardener, what zone you're in, and what you're gardening. That's cool. If you want to, thank you for the thumbs up. If you want to lurk in the bushes, that's also fine. But if you wouldn't mind at least hitting that thumbs up button, I'd really appreciate it. That helps me out. So I apologize for any wonky views. Like I said, I'm live vertically, as you know, but my phone is actually horizontal. I've not gone live in landscape orientation yet, because I feel like I like to believe that maybe vertical lives will bring more people in. Maybe not. I don't know. Okay, so I've got this here garden planner that I went ahead and I wrote down the seeds that I still need to drop. I've also written down the seeds that I already have dropped, the date that I sowed them. But for the ones that I still need to drop, I said start by, and then I'm going to mark when I actually started them, and then I'll make a check whether or not whether or not they've germinated. And, well, at this point, I should... from now on, I was making checks before. I'll write the date that they actually germinated. So trying to keep better track of what in the heck is going on with what I am sowing. Okay, so you probably didn't hear me say that at the beginning. This stuff is kind of dry. That this weekend I wasn't really able to do any gardening stuff. I prepared for this live Friday or Saturday, and I was going to go live. Saturday I was going to go live, and then I couldn't. So, all right. My chives and my garlic chives, I actually sowed, I think, on the 7th of March. So it's been 9 days, and I think I read the packet These definitely need to be watered. They're not dry, but their next step is dry. I was going to actually drop more chives and garlic chive seed because I'm kind of surprised that these haven't grown yet, haven't germinated. But I'm going to give them, based on the seed packet, I think it said it could take like 10 days. I'm going to give them a little bit more time, and the cockatoo is going to climb down and be a problem. So I'm going to have to step away for a second. You can't do that, bro. So yeah, so the garlic chives, I was going to drop more, but I have, hello, I am dropping seeds. People passing through, if you wouldn't mind hitting the thumbs up if you so find, yeah, awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Dropping seeds. So these are the tags. None of these seeds have been dropped, but that was just me, because the last several lives I'm a little bit disorganized. I mean, let's be honest, I'm disorganized all the time. So now I'm trying to be different and be organized. So I planned ahead and was like, all right, these are the seeds I'm going to drop. These are which pots I'm going to drop them in, and I have their tags. So I think I've dropped all my pepper seeds now that I'm going to drop. No, I haven't. I lied. There's more that are going to go under here. What I didn't do on camera before is I've dropped Big Jim, Purple Acapulco. This was maybe a week ago. White Habanero, Pineapple Ricotta, Bikino Blend, Bikino Red, Bikino Yellow, American Flag Leek, Sweet Spanish Utah Yellow Onion, Golden Marconi, from the seeds from the original seed packet, as well as seeds that I collected from a volunteer that grew out of my worm castings. Peter pepper, Natapino, shishito seeds from my own, and Brazilian starfish. I still have yet to drop. I don't think these are actually, but I have yet to drop Sugar Rush Stripey. Oh, and I dropped red Cipollini onion, Jimmy Nardello, orange spice jalapeno. I've dropped orange spice jalapeno. My hands are dry as heck. Please forgive my pastiness. This is a yellow, I think it's more of an orange Carmen pepper. Those are from seeds I saved from a pepper from the farmer's market. Orange spice jalapeno, that's going to be from the original packet. Sugar Rush Stripey are going to be from seeds that I saved. Now, I don't know if I'll actually do those today. We'll see. But what I am going to drop right now is Spotted Bee Balm, Chebo Mixed French Carnation, Quartet Marine Stock, Apricot Peony Aster, Apple Blossom Peony Aster, Silver Aster. These I grew last year. They're beautiful. I put a picture in my last Seed Table Talks episode 7. Calamintha Blue. So I talked to you guys before about Marvelette White Calamintha, and it is apparently a non-spreading mint. And I grew it last year for the first time. I grew it in the Planter Garden TV Herb Garden Challenge 2025. And I did enjoy the flavor. All right, bird, if you climb down one more time. Hey. Pardon me, folks. I'll be right back. I'm going to go ahead and turn on my Bluetooth so you can hear me when I walk away, because I inevitably always have to. Okay. And you will more than likely hear little noises as there is a parrot on my shoulder. So, where were we? Okay, so I grew Marvelette White Calamintha last year, and I didn't save seeds like I wanted to. The minimum 25 seeds are very small seeds, but in a recent haul, my last haul from Baker Creek when they tried to cheat me by making me pay for tracking, even though tracking comes free. I got these. And so I'm going to grow white and blue, even though that's like pinkish purple. Okay. Calamintha blue, Calamintha white, mountain mint. I've heard all kinds of people talking about mountain mint, and I couldn't help myself but get it. Grenadine, King of Blacks carnation. That's a beautiful flower. I grew that last year, and I did get a couple of flowers, though it wasn't the greatest plant. Okay, see, I'm still... Jean Dionys carnation. And this is Chabot orange sherbet carnation. Anybody else call it sherbet? It's spelled sherbet, but I say sherbet. 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 It is sherbet forever. I'm also growing Shungiku edible chrysanthemum. Chinese bald head mustard. That I got in the new haul. Couldn't help myself. I love mustard. And marshmallow, which I think that actually is going to need cold stratification. Which, here's an interesting thing. Michigan has had some crazy weird weather. So in the UP right now, I don't know if they're currently undergoing the blizzard. The UP, for those who don't know, the UP is the Upper Peninsula. I'm in the Lower Peninsula. And the Upper Peninsula is separated from Canada by water. So the Upper Peninsula is like buddies with Canada, neighbors. And I saw that they're predicted to get 3 to 4 feet of snow. 3 to 4 feet of snow. Please do me a favor, do yourself a favor, just for sheer amazement. Look up the Michigan Storm Chasers on the face page, YouTube. They're all over, and see the footage that people are sharing of the conditions in the Upper Peninsula. It is insane. And even in the Upper Lower Peninsula, they've got like a foot of snow. Meanwhile, in the southern half of Michigan, we had 65-degree weather and severe thunderstorm watches that then turned into a winter weather advisory and snow. I mean, that's Michigan in March, but it's a little bit extra schizophrenic this year. All right, so there's my PSA. Check out the Michigan Storm Chasers just to see the footage. And they're cool, a great, super informative bunch of guys. So if you happen to be a Michigander, wherever you are, they cover the whole state, the weather in the whole state. And they'll also kind of touch on things that are happening in northern Illinois, in Indiana and Ohio, weather that is close to the southern border of Michigan. But yeah, so if you're a Michigander, I highly recommend that you check out... I knew that was going to happen. That's a parrot. No, I don't recommend living with a cockatoo. I love him, don't get me wrong, but no. They should be in the jungle. It's too late for him to be in the jungle, but bro, I'm gonna have to close the door. See, I can't just go get him because then I'm reinforcing the behavior. But okay, check out the Michigan Storm Chasers, especially if you are... All right. You wanted to go down. Michigan Storm Chasers, if you live in Michigan, you should definitely be following them. They're great. All right, moving right along. Back to... Let's start with Shungiku. I didn't actually grow this last year, did I? First time I grew it was in 2024 for the Planter Herb Garden challenge. And I really enjoyed it. And I didn't pay attention to the seed packet. See, it has all yellow flowers and then white. And so I was surprised when the plants I had I had a plant that was all yellow flowers, and I had a plant that was white and yellow flowers. But the pollinators absolutely loved this plant. And I think the flowers are edible. Don't quote me on that. But I did enjoy the flavor of the leaves. They taste like a chrysanthemum smells. Now, no, wait, was it last year that? Anyways, I remember I wound up kind of, oh, thank you, person, for another thumbs up. I so appreciate that. 3 thumbs up is fantastic. Yeah, I liked these so much that I remember one day, I think it was ramen. I put so many leaves in the ramen that I was like, all right, man, you went from, wow, I love this taste, to that is too much. Okay. So these seeds are from, wow, these seeds are from 2021. Are you kidding me? Time is like, whew, that doesn't even make sense to me. Oh, and this is before M.I. Gardner started putting the depths. I don't know if this requires, it doesn't say. I know they'd at least say if it required. This variety thrives in cooler locations with well-drained soil. Harvest. Oh, yeah. Okay. Bright orange blossoms are edible too. Yep. Doesn't say anything about them requiring light. So I'm just gonna, let's do 1/8 of an inch. I think I did have a couple volunteers last year. Now, I'm just kind of loosening that up because this soil's been sitting. And then I'm going to drop seeds for those entering. Please forgive my pasty hands. And hello, how are you? If you are a gardener, if you're not a gardener and you'd like to say hi, or you're interested in gardening, I'd feel free to put a comment in the chat. And I'd love to know roundabout where you are. You don't need to tell me and shouldn't tell me exactly where you are in case you don't already know that. This year, I'm dropping more seeds than I normally do. So I dropped 3 in that one, which I didn't really. And I actually, oh man. Now I feel silly. I've saved seeds. Hey, Teach Happy. Great to see you. Thanks for hopping in. How are you doing, and how are you faring in this interesting Michigan weather? I don't know exactly where you are, but I know you're not in 4 feet of snow in the UP. But I think, as far as I'm aware, all of Michigan I think it was yesterday that Michigan experienced all 4 seasons. But yeah, hey, Teach Happy, thank you so much for stopping in and for the thumbs up. I appreciate you. Okay. So yeah, I just remembered, oh yeah, I did save seeds from Shungiku, and I should have used my saved seeds. And if you don't know, the reason saving seeds saves you money. But it also means that you're saving seeds from plants that are more adapted to your environment and your conditions. And the more, if I could grow a second pot of these with the seeds that I saved, but I'm not going to. I've already done this. But when you save your own seeds, and if you save them year after year after year, then you're increasing the likelihood of that plant really thriving in your conditions, because you're using seeds from plants that are part of your environment, part of your ecosystem. So anyways, I didn't do that because I forgot. So Shungiku has now been dropped on the 16th of March, 2026. And for those just coming in, I finally made a list of all the plants I've selected so far, all the seeds, and when they should be started, when I actually started them, and when they've germinated. So I really hope you can't hear that screaming. Let's go ahead. We'll do this one next. I'm going to move this. Does that affect the light? Yeah. All right, so we've dropped Strongiku in 20 minutes. We've dropped one, so nope, changed my mind. Let's get these out of the way so I can shift these over, and they'll be a little more in the light. Whoops. Next is Chinese bald head mustard. I've not grown this before. I've got all the seeds I need. Watch, as soon as I say that, I'm going to discover that the Chinese bald head mustard is... Oh, there it is. Chinese bald head mustard. Kind of looks like a turnip, doesn't it? 70 to 90 days. This one... See, now in my video, if you wonder why sometimes, like, what is she editing out? Or why does she edit out the screaming? Maybe you don't wonder why I edit out the screaming. But at least in the videos, I can edit that out. I could also just go get him, and that would... But the problem there... Okay, he's currently quiet. Problem with going and getting him, even post-screaming, is parrots are super smart. Yeah, hi. So he could... They can also be really dumb, but can't will. Even just the act of he screams and then he's quiet. Over time, he learns, all right, I scream and then I'm quiet and she's cool. And yeah. So he does a lot to make sure that he centers. Now we're going to play the game of... Cockatoos are very needy birds. Very. He is over 20 years old. I've had him for about a year. No, I've had him since he was about a year old. So I've had him for over 20 years. So we know each other well, and yet he still needs some serious training. That's my fault. Let's go, bud. Come on. We train each other. Let's put it like that. I'm live, okay? You want to stay? You want to go? Let's go. Come on. Yay! Yay! Let's go. Good boy. Come on. Good boy. Good boy. All right. So he gets mad if he's not the center of attention. And like an unruly child, he is going to do whatever to get my attention and remain the center of attention. All right. This is frost hardy, of course, 6 to 12 hours, so it can take lighter sun. I was saying he's a winter staple in northern China and may be poised to become the next exciting winter crop for market farmers and homesteaders. A cool season crop with a mild, spicy mustard flavor. It is typically pickled or stir-fried. Tolerant of heat and frost, but best in cool spring or fall conditions. They say sow in place. I'm not going to because I want to get it started earlier. So, 1/4 of an inch. We'll drop a bunch of these. Minimum 200 seeds. So that's lovely. All right. 3 people still in the room. Hello, 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 folks. If you have not hit the thumbs up button, but you find yourself enjoying listening to me ramble about the things I ramble about, then I'd really appreciate it if you wouldn't mind hitting the thumbs up button, please. It helps my algorithm, helps my channel. All right. Dropping Chinese bald head mustard seeds. The reason I'm not sewing these in place is because even though these are new seeds, I am going to drop 2 in each hole. Because this year, more seeds are better. All right, and the other bird. Okie dokie. Looking forward to trying this. I think it should be tasty. Okay. Here. Here. I know you're going to be less than helpful. Hello. Yay. Hi, bud. Hi, bud. Hi, bud. Okay. Shoulder. Shoulder. Good boy. No, no, no. All right. Good boy. I will water these afterwards. You know, the last time I was live, I said that I was, not the last time, one of the last times I was live, I said I was going to sprinkle dry potting mix over the top of the pansies. I never did. Yeah, so. But I am going to water these afterwards because the soil is pretty dry. It's like barely moist. But I'm not going to do that right now because you are a troublemaker. All right, so we're going to do carnation next. Orange sherbet. If you're just, oh, I think there's a way for me to make a poll. Let's do it. Effects, blah, 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 lighting. What's that do? Relight on. Did that even make a difference? Relight off. Relight on. Yeah, I don't see how I'll have to figure out how to do that because I'm pretty sure maybe it's only in the landscape orientation, the horizontal orientation, that I can create a highlight. Stickers. What's the sticker do? Ah, sticker. Q&A. Let's do a poll. Okay. Do you pronounce sherbet as sherbet or sherbet? What do you guys say? Sherbet. I am, oh man. Okay, there we go. Bet. Bert. Done. Boom. Start the poll. Okay. Is that, if anyone cares to answer, I'm all for people hanging out in the bushes and lurking. And if you don't feel like typing, no pressure. But if you feel like it, drag here to end the poll. Let me know if it's blocking what you can see. I guess, you know what? I guess it doesn't matter now. Here we go. Hey, bird. Other bird. You're being good. You on my shoulder are not being good because you're trying to crawl down to my hand, and that's not going to be helpful. All right, so we have orange sherbet. Is it oh, sherbet. Hey, Freeland. How's it going? Great to see you. Great to see you both. Sherbet. Oh, man. How's the weather treating you? Do you love the schizophrenia? I'm also going to be dropping Jean Dionysus and Grenadine King of Blacks. Let's start with the... this one is new to me, but I've grown the orange and the orange sherbet. I wonder if I'm allowed to vote in my own poll. I don't think so. But so far we have 1 for sherbet. So are you a sherbet person or a sherbet? Yeah. Let's start with the sherbet. Sherbet. Okay. Let's find it. Shebo orange sherbet. Sherbet. I'm gonna start scribbling an R in there. Wind bad. Oh, yeah, we had that several days ago. Not so today. I'm grateful. I knew somebody who came up from Ohio, and they drove last week during the serious wind event, and they said there were semis blowing over. Well, I hope that you guys hope you and your entire property make it through the wind all right, because that's no fun. I know I was watching the trees around me like, hey, you're fine up there. Just go ahead and stay up there. All right, so I'm going to bet this is like a 1/4 inch, 1/8 of an inch. Dang. Carnations have 130 to 140 day, which I kind of know by now. Well, it's 1/8 of an inch. All right. No pressure to talk to me, but if you want to. Have you Freeland, Teach, Happy? I believe you said you are the preserver. But have you grown carnations before? Let's do... These seeds are from 2021. You know, I might actually have one of my sherbet. Oh, now we're 50-50. Sherbet and sherbet. I'm curious to see if one of those plants survives. It still kind of looked green. But one thing I've noticed in the beginning of the season, I'm going to put bird. That's kind of more than, those more like a 1/4 inch. Whoops. Put 3 in this one and 2 on the other side. One thing I've noticed is that a lot of times I'll see plants at the end of winter that look like, wow, they're still green. They made it through winter. And then as soon as it starts to warm up, they die. So I have a carnation, little tiny piece of bark. I have a carnation plant that, I don't know, it might have overwintered. So here's the Shebo orange sherbet carnation. All right. Should have started from that side, because then... All right, let's go on to Jean Dionysus. My boyfriend, my partner, my man, what's the word? His mom's favorite flower was, these are new seeds. Do I want to do 2? Yeah, let's just do 2. Her favorite flower was carnation, so I am growing them in honor and memory of her. And I grew orange sherbet for him first, but now I'm collecting different colors. Okay, so these, I keep doing like a 1/4 inch, don't I? These are new seeds, so I really don't need to drop 2 each, but oh well. This year, more seeds, more better. That's what we're saying. Oh, teach happy, don't get me on that grammar. I try. Okay. Jean Dionis Carnation. Bless you, little birdie. Never grown carnations. Okay. I keep finding them to be kind of spindly. Like they never grow into, they trail more than they grow upwards. They just kind of lay over. Maybe I need to look around and talk to some carnation folks and figure out what that's about, what I'm doing wrong. All right. Look, we have a piece of wood. I'm going to do more the Grenadine King of Blacks. Grenadine King of Blacks. The flower is really more of a really dark red. It's really pretty. And maybe I probably should have. Are you eating? What are you eating? Or chewing on, rather? Is it dirt? Soil? I said dirt. Yeah, so in this picture, I wouldn't say that that's a very accurate. I mean, I know that looks more purple. It was very dark, more red than purple. Okay. This year. So these are from 2025. Oh yeah, so these are newer. I'm also going to drop seeds for at least I think I am. I don't recall saying that now. Yes, I did. Oh, see, now I just lost my the Shebo mix. So one thing I don't do, because I try to grow everything, is I always wind up just growing a little bit of things. And I don't ever have, well, no, no. Okay, marigolds, I have had big groups of, wait, I had a third. I totally am not paying attention to what I'm doing. Because I don't think I dropped seeds in the third hole on either one of those. That's okay. So during the Planter Garden TV Herb Garden Challenge last year, somebody picked carnation. I can't remember if it was G Mama Grows Hard in the Garden or Fifi's Urban Garden and Lifestyle. But yeah, so carnation is also considered an herb. I'm going to need to look into that. But yeah, so maybe I need to grow more. Like instead of trying to be fancy and cool, maybe I need to like just put all carnations in one pot instead of like, I'm going to put carnations and I'm going to put this and I'm going to put that. Let's maybe like 2 carnation plants, depending on the size of the pot, and get a mix of carnations. Because then you have one plant that's used. Like, I know with vegetables, if you know what the plant uses more, what nutrients or what layers of the soil or levels, that you can, that's the whole point behind companion planting, right? That plants can help each other out. So you wouldn't want to, not always great to grow plants together that say they're both really heavy nitrogen feeders. So I wonder about flowers. Maybe I'll add that to my wish list of things I'd like to learn and research, is what flowers do they use different nutrients, Anyways. Okay. So, like I said, I'll water those later. Okay. Next up, and I'm also going to put it down. Where's my book? In my garden planner. Not going to do it right this second, but I've got, yes, I have terrible handwriting. Don't hold it against me. You can if you want to, but name, start by, so that I needed to organize myself. I needed to say, okay, what am I supposed to be starting right now? And Freeland, you're asking me about, hey, that's my ear, dude. Chard. I am going to go ahead, well, with my tripod there, you can't see. We'll do it sideways. I'm going to start chard, all my chard indoors on the 1st. I got a lot of stuff that I'm going to start on the 1st. It is cold hardy. I have found that Swiss chard does not, they say it's cold hardy, it's frost hardy, but like it doesn't, in my experience, do well with a hard frost, and it definitely doesn't survive a hard freeze. So that being said, it can handle some cold. So if I start it on the 1st, I should be able to put them out by May 1st. But yeah, I really needed to write down what I'm supposed to be doing. And it also helped me because I'm going to start a lot more seeds from, these are now, out after the frost, candy cane zinnia. I'm going to start a lot more in ground than I normally do. I think that's just a smarter move. Okay, so yes, I'm going to start Swiss chard on April 1st. I think that's the way to go. Let's do Quartet Marine Stock. Grew this last year. Does anyone grow Quartet Marine Stock? Or, sorry, do you grow any stock? This is the only stock I've ever grown. Last year was the first time. And it is frost hardy. And it's a beautiful little flower, 1/4 of an inch. These are from these are from last year. And it's fragrant, which is wonderful. So maybe, I know these are tiny little cells, but works for now. I did not manage to save seeds, if I recall, from last year. So this year, that's another list I need to make, is brain work, is seeds that I should make sure I save. Okay. Teach Happy, if you're still in here, or if there are any teachers in here. These days in elementary school, do you use the letter people when you teach children letters? I know you say you were a 2nd grade teacher. In kindergarten, do they still use the letter people, the blow up letter? Oh, that was my favorite. Oh my goodness. I loved the letter people. I was so excited to learn when it came time for the next letter. Man, that was my thing. Chocolate milk, and then we'd have a snack time. They'd roll in the cart with the chocolate milk and plain milk. Of course, I went for the chocolate milk and the milk cartons. That is a great childhood memory for me. And Scholastic book fairs. Oh, I think book fairs were almost better than recess. Not better because recess was every day, and book fairs were more special than recess. Freaking loved those. Next up is Chabot Mixed French Carnation. Now, I don't think I've actually, the obvious point being that mixed means they are, it's a color mixture. I'm finding everything but that. Well, next up, we know we're going to need spotted bee balm. And I discovered as well that, forgive me if I said this last time. Here it is. Okay. These were a reliable. No, I will have to check on that. Okay. I loved the letter people, man. Every letter was a different character. And that was so fun. I'm envisioning my kindergarten classroom, and they'd hang the letter people from the ceiling, and yeah, it was so wonderful. So these were a reliable seller on Etsy that I found a few years ago. I just kind of wish that, I mean, they do, all right, this was 2024. I get it. Putting a picture on the envelopes is going to be pricey. So, and anyways, but they're a good seller. I would buy from them again. Shebo mix, best started early in pots, 1/8 of an inch. Okay. So this is going to be a color mixture. They do have a picture on their storefront though of the flowers. I don't know, have I got the mix to grow before? It was already open, so I've used it. Because I kind of only recall ever seeing an orange carnation and the grenadine carnation. 1/8 of an inch, that's more like a quarter. Hey now. What else was I talking? Stop chewing on. Hey, bro. No. All right. I really should have turned the light on. I don't think you can turn. Sorry if you can hear the bird is chewing on my earpiece. Hey, and my earrings. Not cool. Not cool, man. Not cool. I can't hardly see what I'm doing because should have turned the flashlight on. All right. You know what I do kind of want? Let's get that seed in there. Stop, man. Hello. Let's make sure. So yeah, I'll have to do some. Are you saying you want to go back to your room? Do you want some food? I have to do some research on how to grow a stronger, better carnation, because I'm pretty sure they're not supposed to grow all trailing and hanging down. And all right, now I'm being baited. I got a bird chewing on. Hey. See, that's that whole reinforcement thing. The usually well-behaved bird is remembered that chewing on me, my face, my earrings, my Bluetooth will result in attention. You want some water? Some food? How about that? Yes. Good boy. Good boy, bud. Good boy. Okay. Back to work. So we got these guys all in. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look up how to grow a better carnation this year. It'd be nice to actually get enough that I could like pick them. Spotted bee balm. If you've been on my channel before, you may have seen my spotted bee balm that grows. It reseeds itself, and I think it's also perennial in bed C in the back. These are pelletized, I think. Yeah, they are. think I actually have saved seeds from these before, but you know, that would require being organized to have remembered to go through my, not just my saved vegetable seeds, fruit and vegetable seeds, but also to go through my saved flower seeds. But really cool, interesting plant. And I just want to have, I'm going to put 2. Oh, surface sow. I'm glad I realized I wasn't paying attention. Perennial. 8 to 10 weeks. So direct sow. I'm not going to direct sow, obviously. Light aids germination. Whoops. These seeds are from 2022. Now, Baker Creek seeds, I can't say that I have the utmost best germination with Baker Creek seeds. So I really don't want this many plants. If I get them, that's fine. I just kind of want to put them somewhere else. I mean, I'm going to leave the ones that are currently in the garden. They are going to stay there. But I'd also like them elsewhere. Because guess what? The groundhog doesn't eat them. Okay. Cool. Spotted bee balm. And bee balm, you might well know, is bee balm is native. Spotted bee balm, I think, is just a variety of a native plant. But yeah, these are really, they're pretty cool, interesting flowers. All right. Now let's shift the next group over. Okay. Wow, there's a piece of popcorn. How did a piece of popcorn get in there? That's interesting. Yeah, so I discovered when I was going over plant tags what I'm going to do. Blue calamintha, white calamintha, and mountain mint. All right, we're going to start with blue. So these are all going to be mints. The calaminthas are supposedly, they don't, I'll read this for the sake of the crowd. Hello, person just coming in. We're dropping seeds. If you wouldn't mind hitting the like button, if you find yourself enjoying listening to me ramble about seeds and planting, that'd be awesome. I gotta be okay with saying that every so often. Perennial in zones 4 to 9, compact bushy plants with loose spikes of understated blue flowers emit a scent that is cool and minty. They do. With a touch of rose. This makes a stunning herbal tea. I did not do that, but I did put it in salads, and that added a nice little tasty mild mint, a sweet mild mint flavor. I should have, make tea. You'll find yourself brewing cup after cup, served hot or iced. Popular with a range of pollinators, especially butterflies, 8 to 10 inch tall plants form tidy clumps. It is not an aggressive spreading perennial. So get yourself some of these. Minimum 25 seeds for $4. And they're itty bitty seeds. Okay. 1/8 of an inch. So if I recall, the germination is not the greatest. What was I talking about? I was talking about something. Oh, there's some wind. Do any of you follow Rufus the Bull, or his owner is Brett Lowridge on the face page. That is hilarious. Rufus the bull is very, very cool. Huge. He's 3,000 pounds. And yeah, if you're on there, and I would recommend you check out Rufus the bull, because they're hilarious to watch. Okay, look, here we go with the weird little vacuum air packs that now is itty bitty. It'll be interesting to see if last year's comeback. I grew it though in a green stalk, so I don't know. I'm still waiting to see if my strawberries are going to come back in the green stalk. Sorry, I'm doing that off camera. Maybe I'm thinking maybe I'll put this in my perennial bed, since they say it's not an aggressive spreader. Let's test that theory. Yeah, let's give it a shot, because I'm growing lemon balm in that bed, and that was a mistake, because that lemon balm gets huge and takes over. All right. I sowed quite a few seeds in there. Come on, why you gotta be sitting at the top right here? He really is a stinker. He really is. But that's parrots. They're perpetual 4-year-olds. Yeah, he's no offense to you, buddy, but the African gray is much more well behaved. And I can hear he's in there eating and drinking, and so he really just wanted a snack, and can't blame him. I feel like biting people when I want a snack too. And it's also that time of year that a lot of parrots are hormonal, so they might scream more, they might get a little more aggressive, just more needy. They might try to engage in strange behaviors. It's interesting. But he's really, he's a good bird. He is a good boy. All right, that is the Marvelet Blue Calamintha. Now we're going to do... Oh, sorry, I know I have sort of jumped to topics. I looked up and said, he's a stinker. And I'm like, oh yeah, the bird, right. Oh no. Yes, that's so great. So you follow Rufus. He is. He is. You guys. I will not. Where even is the little plastic package? I guess I used it and it's gone. Yeah, the bird just said, oh, yeah, exactly. I will not be sowing Marvelet White. So should I sow more Marvelet Blue? No, we'll just drop something else there. I do save these, my empty seed packages. Yes, Rufus is very interesting. I don't know anything about bulls, just that they are dangerous. Are you done? You want to come out? And it's so funny. I think the first one I saw that I love is the one where Brent is standing against a tree, leaning against a tree, and Redford, the other bull, is on the other side of the tree, and Brent is talking about how Redford won't leave him alone, and he said, I'm going to call Rufus to come get you, basically. And he's like, and it's so cool because he carries around the oatmeal cream pies in his pocket. I don't know what I'm going to put there instead now. Maybe I do. Let's go with lemongrass. Okay, that's the other thing that I'm going to come back to after Rufus. And so he's like, I guess I'm gonna have to call Rufus because Redford. What are you doing, man? You want to go away? He said, Redford won't leave him alone, and he for real yells, and he's like, Rufus, Rufus, and then you hear Rufus bellowing from wherever he is, and I mean the sound that the bull makes. I'm like it to me it feels akin to like a dinosaur. and he for real he's calling for Rufus, and you can hear Rufus, and you see, and in the video it says look at Redford's ear, and his ear is like twitching. He hears Rufus coming, and I don't know how many minutes later, but the video flips over to here comes Rufus, strutting up like the handsome bull that he is, and they, he kind of comes for Redford, not like this crazy aggressive, but just this get out of my way, move on, buddy, and Redford moves out of the way, and Rufus, goes over to Brent and takes the cookie from him, and now Redford is out of the way. It's way more interesting to watch than me describing it, but that was one of my favorites. Yeah, and then he's got, so we'll do the mountain mint here instead of here, and then I'll do the lemongrass here. Now they've got the new baby that Rufus had with mountain mint. This is going to be new to me. Mountain mint, got it in my last haul. Generally perennial and easy to grow pollinator plant loaded with nectar, so the delicate spotted flowers hum with life. Mammals won't bother it, yet it's a delight in the gardens because simply brushing this plant will release a beautiful mint aroma. Surface sow. Gently pressing, requires light. Limit spread by creating root barriers in the soil. Yeah, so this is going to spread like your average mint. Okay. I'm just going to break this up a little bit so the seeds will... But yeah, Rufus has a new baby with Rhonda, the big... Sorry, I don't know my cow names, but the big white cow with the big floppy ears. And the baby's name is Ramona. So cute. So cute. So what else I was going to talk about is I discovered the other day when I was going through my plant tags that when I was going through my plant tags, I came across chamomile and lemongrass, and I had this moment of, wait a minute. I did my herb video of what seeds, what herbs I'm going to grow. That's a lot. In the garden, and I don't recall. Hello. I don't recall chamomile or lemongrass being in that list. And I discovered that I got a bunch of missing seeds, including in my flower video, my Seed Table Talks 2026 episode 7, Flowers N through Z. I only talked about one sunflower. I have a lot more sunflowers than that. So my container of sunflower seeds, there's mountain mint, is missing because I have Autumn Beauty, Velvet Queen, Mammoth Gray. The only one I showed in that video was Floristan, a new one. But I am going to, oh, and I have Teddy Bear Sunflower. So I'm going to have to do a special episode about the forgotten seeds. Because I definitely want to grow lemongrass. I did dry some last year, let it dry. And I've also, last year I did not harvest my chamomile. But I love chamomile. What I love even more is I can't remember where I heard it first, but I heard somebody pronounce chamomile chamomile. I'm not making fun of them. I absolutely love it. I think that's so funny. Chamomile. I mean, if I hadn't heard other people say chamomile, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't. Yeah. So this is Simpogon. There are multiple kinds of lemongrass. Flexuosus. And this was Southern Seed Exchange. I did have good luck with them as well. My germination has been, there's some things that didn't germinate, like I think red shiso. So 2 to 3 seeds per plant, 1/4 inch in good compost, and thinly cover with a layer of soil. Keep moist until germination. Yeah, lemongrass does not come back for me. If anyone in the chat grows lemongrass, Freeland, if you grow lemongrass and you want to share, let me know. Okay, what did we say? 1/4 inch and then cover with some compost, right? 1/4 inch deep. So I normally have one plant. I want at least one plant this year. So let's go ahead and just increase our odds. Let's do 3. Because this year, more seeds, more better. I said it, folks, more better. Bird's in there talking to himself. As they learn from their masters. Masters is not the word. They learn. I mean, I'm technically his owner, right? But yeah. All right, they learn from their owners. Their parents. We're like roommates. I try to be in charge, but it doesn't always work out that way. All right, I know none of those seeds really went where they're supposed to. But yeah, so I realized that my seeds were missing, and I went on a hunt, and I discovered chamomile and lemongrass. Still have not found the sunflower container. That's disturbing. Last year, my sunflowers in the in-ground bed were doing so good. And then the mammoth ones got like, I don't know, 8 to 10 feet tall, I'd say. And I don't know what broke them. I don't know if it was because the chipmunks definitely were climbing up them. I don't know. But I came out one day and the tallest one, the heads were snapped. So that was a bummer. I did get to see one. Hopefully, I didn't know that was right. I had this moment of, did I actually post a picture of the teddy bear sunflower as the Dune Yellow Marigold? And I'm pretty sure I didn't. But I only got 1 or 2 of the teddy bears, I think. Okay, there's my lemongrass. Yay, lemongrass. All right. Ta-da. So that is in place of the Marvelette White Calamintha because apparently I ran out of... Oh, wait a minute. You guys. Oh, my goodness. I would have never said that I'm an ADHD person, but I've come to wonder. Oh, these days, some of the things they describe about people with ADHD, I'm like, hey, that's me. Because I suddenly, maybe not, I had this moment of, I think I actually ordered more of the Marmalette White and the Marmalette Blue. Okay, not more of the Marmalette Blue, because those are new to me. I bet I did. Oh well. Oh well. I'm trying to grow too much anyways. No, I'm not trying to grow. No, I'm not. I'm just trying to grow a lot. Okay. So, we're almost... I'm going to get off the live here soon. Okay. Probably not going to be soon, given that I have 4 more types of seeds to drop, and apparently, let's see, 6, 9, 11. It's taking me an hour and 11 minutes to talk about. I mean, we've talked about other stuff. We've talked about birds, and we've talked about Rufus the Bull, who is the best. And beware, there are definitely fraudulent pages out there. There's all kinds of Rufus the Bull pages. It's amazing that people do that. I feel like give credit where credit's due. You know, like, come on, man. I know we can't. Next up is Silver Aster, Apricot Peony Aster, and Apple Blossom Peony Aster. I've not gotten these seeds to germinate. This is my first time trying these. And last year I grew these and they were super beautiful. Yeah, but give credit where credit's due. Like, come on, man. I know we might feel a little bit envious about bowls, and maybe you feel like, I wish I had a bowl. I wish I could have a bowl. I don't wish I could have a bowl. I really don't, because that's just not for me. I would like goats. I think goats would be cool. I'd like chickens. I really would. But, totally forgot what I was looking for. I found the other things that I'm going to plant next, but not what I was. Silver Aster. 1/8 of an inch. Yeah, these were really pretty, and the groundhog didn't eat them. So let's go ahead and these don't say. I don't think. Base life is 7 to 10 days. Chickens, I have mentioned before that I've kind of got generalized anxiety disorder, GAD. And so with that being said, my concerns are valid. However, there are many people who own house birds, inside birds, pet birds. Well, some people consider their chickens pets, and that's cool. Said 1/8 of an inch, and I just like automatically do what I call 1/4 inch. Parrots that have chickens. But I'm paranoid. Like, ever since the whole bird flu thing, like, I know, I understand the kind of conspiracy of it. What are these seeds from? 2025. Okay, so they're new. I know some of the stuff they did was wonky. Like, I understand disease, but the whole burning of like entire barnfuls of chickens, I don't know, man. But I do know that my vet told me last year that she was concerned, that there was concern about bird flu. Can I talk about that? Okay, yeah. Hopefully I don't get in trouble for that. There was concern with that issue for birds, and she did have some people bring in a sick bird that it died, and they did a necropsy and discovered that the bird had the influenza for the feathered creatures. That and me just being kind of weird and paranoid. My birds, my inside birds come first. My parrots come first. So we did 1/8 of an inch with the other one. So we'll do, yeah, they say 1/8 of an inch, 50% germination. And these seeds are from 2024. So let's go ahead and, let's drop a bunch. Look at me, still 1/4 inch. Oh man. So I'm a little paranoid about having outside birds and inside birds. I don't want to bring anything from the outside birds to the inside birds. One day, if when whatever I could get over that, and have chickens, I think that would be awesome. I would eat the eggs. I don't think I would butcher my chickens. I mean, if it came down to it, if that was like the best thing, I don't know if I could dispatch them. Hats off to those who can and do it, and who care about their animals, right? Like, I know farmers, and a lot of farmers, they care for their animals, like, anyways. So I would love to have chickens, but I'm just kind of concerned about cross contamination with my parrots. And so I've just, until I'm comfortable with that, they always come first. And that's just that. But if I could have goats, I think that would be fun. And goats eat poison ivy. They're my friends just for that. I wish I could. Okay. I was just talking. That was the apple blossom. I wish I could just rent like a couple goats. Like, could I just rent 2 or 3, put them on I'd have to put them on a leash, because in the garden, I mean, if you guys know about goats, maybe you do. I don't know, have I ever asked you if you have any animals? I feel like maybe you've had. These don't say germination 50%. For some reason, I believe, assuming Freeland Farm, and or Teach Happy are in here, I think I want to believe that you have chickens. But yeah, so what am I doing? I actually asked some goat. There's some farms around here that do the whole goat clearing, livestock clearing of property, and I asked one of them, would it at all be possible to just get a couple and put them on a leash, because I can't just let them out in my garden. I know, I've heard how destructive goats are. And the gentleman explained to me, it doesn't really work like that. He said that they work as a group. So you kind of need to get the whole group, which makes sense. It's just a bummer. I just imagine walking around with a goat waving at my neighbors like, hello. No, they're not mine. Please don't call the city. It's not necessary. Like, oh my God. She has goats. This one over here. I knew it. Knew she was breaking the rules. No, no, no. These are just my poison ivy. What's the word? I was trying to think of a cool thing to call them. All right, so that was the apricot peony aster. We do have chickens. Okay, I thought so. I see so many gardeners and homesteaders with chickens, and I'm definitely a little envious because they seem so cool. My relatives used to have chickens, but the older they got, the more it just kind of, my aunt got tired of cleaning chicken poo off the porch. And my uncle started gardening more. He was more of a farmer before, and he just didn't want to deal with the chickens in the garden. Last but not least for me today, or maybe we'll do the peppers underneath. But yeah, so they got rid of their chickens. But they definitely seem like really cool. And just okay, this is marshmallow. And I do believe that marshmallow needs to be cold stratified. African heirloom, original source for inspiration of marshmallows. Where did this where? 3 to 4 weeks. Durexo, 3 to 4 weeks prior to the last frost for fall. Man, these get 4 to 5 feet. To harvest. Nope, that's to harvest. Why do I think? Oh, yeah, there it is. Cold stratify. Why am I starting indoors and not outdoors? Let's refer to the book, guys. Probably because I want them to grow sooner. I'm looking at my book. Those are peppers, zinnias, mammoth sunflower, safflower, coleus coxcomb. My yarrow. I think I'm probably only gonna get one plant out of all those I dropped. Okay, pay attention. Marigold, crackerjack, mullein, butterfly, silver aster, moss rose, mountain mint, Johnny jump ups, gazania. Probably looking right past it. Call myself skimming and I skim over it. Oh, I should look for something with a star. Because that's what I told myself. Put stars next to those. Yep, okay. Marshmallow. Now to the 27th. Clap, clap. That's what the bird's saying. Clap. 1/4 of an inch. I would like to get, and these I got last year. Wait a minute. I would like at least one plant. I don't need a bunch. Did they say they're perennial? I don't know if they're perennial. They can handle part sun. I might put these in what's supposed to be my perennial garden. I don't know what I'm going to do about that. I think I need to dig up that lemon balm and put it in a pot. Because it really just... I allowed it to do its thing and take over. And I really don't want that this year, so I should probably dig it up. But yeah, I remember during the whole egg crisis situation, eggs being $8 a dozen, there were so many memes and jokes about how chickens were the new gold. And I'm like, yeah, that is pretty awesome to have chicken. You seeing everybody else freaking out about the cost of eggs, and you're over there like, psst. Hey babe, can you go grab some eggs for me? Sure thing. Sure thing, buddy. I'll be right back. Okay, so today we have sown apricot peony aster, apple blossom peony aster, silver aster, spotted bee balm, Chabot mixed French carnation, quartet marine stock, orange sherbet, or sherbet, carnation, Jean Dionys carnation, grenadine king of blacks carnation, shongiku, Chinese bald head mustard, blue marvelet blue calamintha, mountain mint, and lemongrass. What I have yet to do, but I don't think I have any more. Oh yeah, I do. Oh, I do have a whole nother tray prepared. I've been on here an hour and a half. If it's taken me an hour and a half to do 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 different types of seeds, and I've got 12, 13. I could just shut up and do them quickly. Hello, I think there's 3 people in the room. Hello there. Hello, if you're new to the room. Welcome. I'm dropping seeds. I just finished dropping 15. Did I say 15? They went away. Different types of seeds. Now I'm imagining quickly dropping 13 more because they need to be. I also need to drop these peppers. None of my peppers have... Oh, something more. Hello, bird. Hello. Everybody needs to be watered today. So I definitely need to go. I think I will just sort of quickly for me. Okay, so it's 10, not 13, because I already have one in here. This is snowball cauliflower and early Jersey cabbage. I dropped those the other day. Going live is good. I need to get my my hours up. Hello, new people. Dropping some seeds. These are the last 10 that I'm going to drop. I'm going to drop Sparky Marigold, Dwarf Bolero, Queen Sophia. I'm not starting... I am starting my marigolds kind of early, but I'm always jealous when I see that like Lowe's and Home Depot and all the stores have marigolds early, and it makes me want to buy marigolds, and then I think about all the marigold seeds I have at home, and I'm like, oh, what's wrong with you? Butterfly bush. This does need to be cold stratified. So the cold stratified ones, the marshmallow, I think the marshmallow is the only one that I just did. I'm going to put them outside. Munstead lavender, the only time that I've managed to grow Munstead lavender from seed. It lived for several years, and then I allowed it to be overrun by the lemon balm last year. So this is going to go outside, and Jacob's ladder flower is also going to go outside. So I'm going to do, I was going to do 3 butterfly bush. And then I was going to do 1, was it 1 lavender and 1 Jacob's? But I think I actually want 2 lavender. But if I only get 1 Jacob's ladder, is that really... So now I feel like I should do 2 of each. That's what we're going to do. Okay. Johnny Jump Ups. Multiflora F2 Petunia. Petite Charmer Petunia. Oh, yeah, see, it's actually 9, because I already did this too. No, I did not. I need to resow my red acre cabbage. I only got... I have to check on if I already did resow this, because the other day I was doing things. My red acre cabbage seeds are older, and only like 2 of them germinated, and they're looking... The one is kind of leggy. The other one just came up. So it's just these 9, and then maybe I'll drop the pepper seeds underneath. Why do I think I'm not prepared for these 9? Why were they down there with tags? Okay, here's the Petite Charmer blend. Blue Jacob's Ladder Flower. Munstead Lavender. Oh, look, we got another vote. For Sherbet. Hey, that's fine. Okay. All right, Sherbet. Thank you for your vote. I very much appreciate that. If you enjoy the live, I wouldn't mind a thumbs up either. In fact, I would appreciate it. Johnny Jump Ups. Dainty little spring flower. Has anyone in the chat seen any flowers yet? You may have seen my post the other day that I saw a crocus. Oh, pretty little white crocus, nowhere near where I planted mine. That mine grew 2 years and then I'm guessing the chipmunks ate. Either it's the bed next to the garage and there's no gutters. There's no eaves troughs on the garage. I don't know if the crocuses rotted or if the chipmunks ate them, but yeah, I got crocuses 2 years and then they stopped coming up. The hyacinth still come up. Haven't seen that yet, but I have seen crocus, and then I've also seen there's another little purple. Oh, I forget what it's called. It's not the muscari. It's not the grape hyacinth. It's a really dainty little purple. It starts with a C, CH something. I actually planted some. Anyways, I've seen those on someone else's property. And the tulips are coming up. Yes, dandelions absolutely count. Yep. In fact, now you remind me, I feel like I saw a dandelion during I feel like I saw a dandelion before, but I didn't recently. So yes, absolutely dandelions count. They are the best. And I'll be dropping butterfly. Oh, shoot. Where are the marigolds? So you've seen a dandelion. I've seen a crocus and the other flower that I can't think of right now. Dwarf bolero. This is the petunia mix. This is not the F2 blend. It's not. But these are seeds I saved, and I feel like I should use those instead. Cracker Jack. Why do I have Cracker Jack marigolds? Shamamale. Where's my Queen Sophia? And Sparky. All right, well, we'll work with what we got for now. And we'll come back for those missing. And we'll think about the petunias. Okay, let's start with butterfly bush. As a kid, I liked to take pride in eating marigolds because I was like, look at me, I'm different. I'm not afraid. And I came to school with a bag of blue sun chips. No, not sun chips, blue chips, blue corn chips. And I picked dandelion heads and put them in my bag of chips. It was elementary school. And ate them in the chips, even though I thought they were absolutely disgusting. Very bitter. But I do like to harvest. I will harvest dandelions, but mainly the leaves. They're good for you. Okay, so these butterfly flower milkweed, I don't think I've ever successfully grown these, and yet this package, they had a butterfly bush that I bought from the store, and then a tree fell and killed the bush. 2020. Okay, these need to be cold stratified. I didn't pay attention to that before. I'm lying. Wow. I'm not like, wow, I've not, oh, my brain, please forgive me. I just said all of these need to be cold stratified. I'm looking for seed depth. Eighth minute. Okay, so since these are older seeds, I actually have more than one package of these, so I'm just going to go ahead and use what's left of these. And if they don't germinate, did I actually cold stratify them last year? That might be part of the problem here. 1/4 of an inch. Let's go. Yeah, so I was like, ah, look at me. I'm eating dandelions. I'm not afraid. Even though I was like, man, these are so bitter and gross. This is that burpee cocoa core based organic mix. And some of my seedlings, I'll have to do an update. They're looking kind of shoddy. And this mix, I think it's nice. However, I seem to have a problem with identifying. Okay, now there was enough to drop one seed in each of those holes. This one, I think, got 2. But, yeah, this stuff is really loose, like, and it looks kind of dark, right? But actually, look how, let's go to this one since that's great that it's that loose, but look, that's how easily it dries. And that seems to be my problem, is that I underestimate how quickly things dry out, and so I think that's why I don't wind up having as good of harvest, or I mean growth, as I could. Okay, so there's our butterfly bush. This tray is going to be going outside. Well, let's stay. Yeah, that stuff is super dry. Okay. Munstead lavender. This is a brand new. Why am I opening a brand new pack? Where is the original pack? Ooh, now we're back to 50-50. 4 votes. Thank you. Thank you for the votes. All right, so we've got another sherbet. Sherbert, I mean. So we've got 2 for sherbet and 2 for sherbet. These don't say, these say 8 to 12 weeks. I should have been started these. Doesn't, oh, I hate that when I open and all the seeds are at the top. Probably going to kick myself because after this I'm going to find the open package. Said the Munstead is great for container gardening because of its smaller growth habits. Doesn't say anything about it needing light. Make sure to leave 2 sets of leaves behind when you harvest, and do not cut back too much, as it can create woody stems and not regrow back. Yeah, so let's say 1/8 of an inch for these seeds. They kind of remind me of brassica seeds. Oh no, they remind me of amaranth. No, no, just stop, LB, just stop. Okay. I'm going to put 3 in each one because I know lavender is a little bit tricky. The one lavender I managed to grow from seed, I winter sowed in a water bottle. And I actually gave up on it. I'm putting, I think, 2 seeds in each one. Can't see how many I'm actually grabbing. Yeah, I it didn't look like anything was happening, so I was like, I'm disorganized and I tend not to put things away right when I should. But it was awesome because it wound up actually growing. One day I looked at it on some, why is that still there? And I saw that there was growth. And that's how I grew my Munstead lavender. So I would really like at least 2 plants. Put them in my memorial perennial bed. That would be really, really, really great. So, okay. Now we have Jacob's Ladder. I've never grown this, but it was cute, and I think they're an early spring flower. 1/8 of an inch. After last frost, so season lightly. Why did I say this needs to be winter sowed? After, because this says after last frost. Lightly cover. Whatever. I don't care. I don't care. I'm just going to sow it. I'm just going to do it. Okay. So, I think I'm going to, what do we say, 1/8 of an inch. These seeds are 2024. Probably drop. I'm sorry, I keep bumping the tripod. I'm going to sow a bunch. More seeds, more better this year. Okay. But I'm still not going to drop all the ones that are in my hand. I do see that they aren't all going into the hole. Okay. All right. Well, the Jacob's Ladder is going to be cold stratified. We'll see if that's a problem. Yeah, this stuff is super dry compared to that stuff. This stuff's also been in here longer. Okay, there's those. I will get off here in 18 minutes. I've been going for an hour and 42 minutes, so let's make it a solid 2 hours. So if that means I'm going to be dropping more seeds than what I have here, then that's what I'm going to be doing. No. Remember, we are vertical. Yeah, I really... Oh, man, I'm not paying attention. My camera just told me. My phone, rather, just told me I have 5%. Somewhere in there I missed the 15% alert. That's no good, but alas, I can fix this problem. Hey guys. At least unlike when I'm doing worm videos and my phone battery suddenly, not suddenly, my phone battery's low and I can no longer use the flash. At least in this situation. Ta-da! You can't tell the difference over here. 3%. If this cuts out, then my phone was not able to maintain charging, recording. It was not, you get it. I still lost battery. Now I need my charger to be stronger than what the phone is using. Okay, next up, Johnny Jump Ups. These are 2022. Good companion for spring bulbs and pansies. Part shade and sun, spring through fall. 14, 20, planting depth, 1/16 inch. I mean, really? Is that a thing? Mm-hmm. That's probably more like an eighth. I plant 1/8 of an inch. Let's drop a bunch. I do successfully. I have successfully grown Johnny jump ups. Hello. They're so small. I should probably grow even more of them in bunches. Hello. The bird is talking to me. I should probably not talk to the bird and you guys at the same time. Oh, now they're both talking to me. All right. I appreciate everyone for hanging out. Freeland Farm, Teach Happy. Again, I'm going to stay on for another 15 minutes, but I just want you to know, once again, thank you so much for spending your time with me. Dropping seeds, letting me ramble means a lot. It really does. And yeah, makes these lives even better because I have friends. That one. So thank you so much. And anyone watching the replay, thank you as well. I appreciate you very much. Please don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. It helps me out. I hate to beg, but it does help. Okay. Next is Multiflora F2. That means these are hybrids, which I think is cool because I like experimenting. I'm going to go with my petunia mix and see what I really think those are Petite Charmer, but they could be Multiflora. And now I'm not going to write on the back of this because if I use this again this year, if I say, okay, this year I'm definitely not growing F2 petunia, then the smart thing to do is to reuse this for another plant that seedling looks nothing like a petunia. Like use that for like a squash or something. Oh, and guess what, guys? I found some pots recently because I don't put anything away that have I'm like, gosh, I swear I had more plant tags. What happened? I thought I brought all my plant tags in. No, I didn't bring all my plant tags in. Look, an American flag leek. Oh, look, a lemongrass. My goodness. What's this? Cylindra beets. Those are from plants. Goliath jalapenos, a branch. Yeah, imagine that. Look at that, some dried marigolds. I'll set those aside to save. And okay, stay on task, LP. Can you do that? I don't know. Cucamelon, orange spice, littlefinger, Brazilian. Oh, Brazilian starfish. Look, I did not need to make a new tag for you after all. Okay, what am I supposed to do? Oh, I'm gonna make a new tag. Make a new tag. Where are the tags? All right, bud. He just said, I'll be right back, okay? Let's put all these seeds that I just dropped over there with all the other seeds that have been dropped. Get a plant tag. Let's do yellow for petunia mix mine. Okay, bud. Okay, good boy. Whoops. Okay. All right, let's try not stepping on everything. Where were we? All right, let's move this marigold. Okay, bud. Good boy. All right, be good. Okay. Sorry for that. All right, so let's go ahead and I'll drop the Petite Charmer first to get a reference. Press into the surface. And it is recommended to start these indoors 10 to 12 weeks. Whoops, I'm a little bit late in starting the Petite Charmer blend. I mean, I've started the other petunias from Baker Creek, but, man, I just can't bump this. Can't not bump it. Okay. No, they're starting to get antsy, so it is good that I get off here in 9 minutes. Yeah. Oh yeah, I got a ton of seeds in there. All right, press into the surface. Well, these seeds are from 2022. Okay, man. Oh no. Dude, can you give me 8 more minutes, please? Eight more minutes. So I can make a solid 2 hours. But yeah, again, thank you for everyone. Now and in the future for hanging out with me on my live. Hanging out with me and the birds and I. If you so desire to hit the thumbs up if you haven't already, and also if you want to leave a comment and let me know if you grow any of these. I'm always interested in tips. I still want to try the 3/4 come on, buddy. We're almost there. Okay, 7 minutes almost. All right, so since these petunias were surface, so let's go ahead and this petunia mix of mine that I saved in 2024 from, I saved a lot. It's funny because these are so tiny, and yet the seeds, I really shouldn't, the seeds, the flowers turn into these little like miniature blueberry sized, like these are small like a grain of sand, heck smaller. But yeah, the seeds turn into these the flowers turn into these little seed pods that make collecting seeds from them pretty dang easy, which is really interesting considering how small they are. Same with snapdragons. Okay, so that is my petunia mix. I'm just going to spritz those later. And I think the only marigold that I have in front of me for some reason is the Dwarf Bolero, which I thought kind of drives me insane because I thought I prepared this whole space like 2 days ago and it's been waiting for me. I think I did want to start some, oh, that's a tarragon, Russian tarragon. I think I did want to start some Cracker Jacks now. So maybe I was trying to grow marigolds with marigolds and such, but maybe let's I'll not do that. I have seeds, or I have tags for other things. Um, I think I'll do the Dwarf Bolero Marigold Roman Chamomile because I'm pretty sure I have. Yep. Chamomile. And I've never successfully grown Russian tarragon. Let's go ahead and do that here. So these are the 3 that we're going to drop in the next 4 minutes and 10 seconds. Can I do that? And also send you guys out. And then, yeah, it'll probably be longer than that, but we'll see. All right, so we'll start with Dwarf Bolero over here. Buddy, I'm almost done. These 1/4 of an inch deep. Not that many left. These are from 2024. Okay, they're not that old. I do have. Yeah, I put all this soil in here wet. And the way it's settled is kind of weird. Really like it was sopping wet. And that doesn't make for, so it's kind of uneven. Not the end of the world, but it's annoying me. Okay. All right, we'll do the Dwarf Bolero here. I did grow these last year. Probably gonna have to go close that door, aren't I? Oh, there's only, buddy. Oh my goodness, did I really just do that? Okay. I tipped my hand to hit the pack. Luckily, marigold seeds are very easy to see and find. So, there's only 6 seeds in here left in this pack. Let's go ahead and just use that up. They say 35 days to bloom. That is wonderful. I think I may have actually dropped. I don't. Aha. Okay, maybe there was 7. Probably was even 8. So, I'll probably find out after this that I have, in fact, saved Dwarf Bolero seeds. But that's fine, because now I've used up that pack. And I know. So that's another one to add to the list of seeds to save if I so desire. Dwarf Bolero Marigold, move a little faster, LP. Roman Chamomile. Supposedly got a matter of seconds left. Loosen the top 3 inches of soil direct, so need light to germinate, so plant just below the surface. I feel like that's so confusing. Plant just below the surface. Well, so what we're going to do is we're going to chop this up a little bit. Chop, 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 chop. These, I don't have a date on these. Yeah, these are super tiny, way more than I need. It's really great to be able to save your own chamomile your own chamomile for tea. It's very, very satisfying. I think I'm gonna, so I don't think I've ever saved chamomile seeds. There's still quite a few in here, but I'm sowing a lot. I know I am. I'd like to get more, have more plants this year. I'm probably dropping them into the other. So I'm going to just spritz those down. I'm not even going to push on them or press them down, I mean. Okay, so there's Roman chamomile, chamomile, and then Russian tarragon. The chamomile I think I've only ever grown in my green stalk. I've never successfully grown tarragon. I've tried to grow it in my arrow gardens. These seeds are from 2022. Doesn't say add it to your perennial garden. Oh, 1/16 of an inch. So it's, hopefully we can add this to the perennial garden. So since there's, I'm going to drop all of those because I really would like to grow. I don't even know if I like tarragon, but I'm a gardener and I want to know if I like tarragon. Wait, does this say anything about young leaves all summer long? Take the top third, make sure you leave enough foliage. Use sprigs quickly or keep damp as they have a short shelf life fresh. Add it to your perennial garden along with thyme, rosemary, sage, mint, and parsley. Days germination 714. Germination temperature. Nothing about cold stratifying, so that's not my problem. Anybody have any tips on growing Russian, or germinating? Let's start there. Germinating Russian tarragon. I'm dropping these like the chamomile, realizing that they need 1/16 of an inch. So these and the pansies, I should just sprinkle some dry soil over. All right, folks, there you have it. 2 minutes, 2 hours, and 5 votes. 60% Sherbert and 40% Sherbet. Hey, hello. I'm sorry I didn't see you sooner. Urban Gardening Chronicles. Hello, how you doing? Thank you so much for coming into my live. If you're still in here, thank you. I really appreciate that. And I assume that you are the third. Sorry, I appreciate you coming in. And I'm sorry for the screaming. Hold on, dude. I'm almost done, okay? Will you come out quickly? Okay. What are you doing? Come on, bud. Let's go. Urban Gardening Chronicles, thank you so much. It's great to see you. I know I need to come over, and it's been a long time since I visited you. And thank you for voting in my poll to make Sherbert the winner. Sherbert over Sherbet. Winner! Yay! No, but seriously, I hope you can still hear me as I walked away from the camera to deal with the parrot. Still here, just going to sanitize some soil and drop some seeds. I have a lot not germinating even with heat map. Oh, shoot. I'm sorry to hear that. That's so frustrating. And thank you for still being here. I appreciate that. Yeah, I feel you on the, do you always sanitize your soil, or are you doing that because you're having struggles? What do you think I was going to get out of here, but since you popped in, I'm going to stay and talk to you. I'll be bitten by a very large parrot. Hey, man. Dude. That's super mean? Yeah, do you know what? Are you using a different potting soil than you usually do? Because I actually have seed mats and I don't even use them. Although I do have my peppers kind of chilling on, uh, sitting on a heat vent. Okay, before I forget, I just dropped Russian tarragon seeds. Yeah, that's a bummer. Are they old seeds? Are they what are you thinking is the problem? Well, see here, I'm asking you all these questions while you said you're in the middle of doing things, sanitizing your soil and dropping some seeds. Huh. Yeah, that my what am I struggling with this year in terms of germination? My columbine seeds, no. My yarrow, no. Ashwagandha doesn't look like it's going to do anything. My red cabbage, I got like two. My atomic purple gomphrena, I think I have some damping off. One of the seedlings, it had true leaves and it is laying on its side now. I'll have to do an update. Yeah, out of all the yarrow I dropped, only one of them is gonna come up. Some of them are new seeds. Oh, I'm trying for the first time, but maybe I let them dry out too much. This promise dries out so quick. I think I will see if I need. I think I will see if I find the seed under the soil and check. Yeah, drying out. I know I definitely struggle with that as well. I was just saying, all right, let me retrieve the other bird. I've got this nice burpee mix. It's an organic burpee mix that is a cocoa core base. It's this one here. And it dries out really fast. And that's definitely a huge problem. The bane of my gardening is the groundhog. But then it is surface sown seeds like these chamomile, surface sown, and petunias are surface sown, yarrow, because they dry out so fast. I know you have to water them, you have to spray them at least once a day, and I'm trying to be better this year, but doesn't always work. So, and I have a hard time, I guess, really understanding when the soil has dried out, because a lot of these soils look really dark, right? And you'll be like, all right, like for something, my brain says, if the soil looks dark, then it's moist. No, actually, dried compost, like moist compost is a really dark color, but, black gold. But that doesn't mean that it's wet or moist enough. So, ProMix, okay. I knew my brain said Promise must be something to do with the brand, but I should have been able to, that'd be a good game to play, is what? Autocorrect. An autocorrect game. ProMix. Yeah, see, okay, so I haven't cracked it open yet. I just got a big bale of ProMix that it said it expands to 4 cubic feet. And it was $38, I think, which is pretty good. It's not the organic stuff though. I saw that I could get the organic for a similar price, but I don't. But by the time it's farther away from me, it's like a half-hour drive, and no, by then I'm spending that on gas, You know, gas is back up to like $4. So, but yeah, Pro Mix is great, but you're right. It does dry out. I started some of mine, like this cocoa core mix is pretty nice, but it definitely, it's very crumbly. It definitely dries out really fast. And then I was using a potting soil mix. It wasn't a seed starting mix, which I was like, it's fine. It's all the same. I know it's not all the same, but like I noticed I still have bags of that I think I'm going to put in my green stock, but I've decided I'm not going to start seeds with that anymore because I noticed that in the bucket, I had it in a bucket, you know, with water, and that there's something in the mix that was a lot heavier, more soil based, that was sunk down to the bottom. So I was using all the loose stuff on top, which probably isn't so bad, but I felt like, hey, I'm not really using the whole mix. And it turned out a lot more like muddy. So I've decided not to use that. And that's why I went and got a different actual, whatchamacallit, seed starting mix. Since you came in the room, I might as well spend a little bit more time. But anyone who is here, Freeland Farm, Teach Happy, if you were going to leave when I said I was going to leave, I totally understand. You've been with me for a long time. But if you want to stay, please feel free to stay. And anyone who's here, if you haven't hit the thumbs up button, but you feel so inclined, you enjoy watch me drop some seeds and ramble, then heck yeah, let's go for it. Well, okay. What was I going to do? Oh, I was saying earlier, so my red cabbage, the seeds are older, and I do, one of the seedlings is looking pretty leggy, and a new one is just coming up, but nothing came up in this. And this is that cocoa core mix. I can't remember if I actually dropped seeds the other day, but just for reference, like, look how light and fluffy it is. But that also means that it dries super easy. And who knows, maybe I just expected it to, maybe I expected the red acre cabbage to come up faster than it did, and I'm jumping the gun. I don't really think so, but either way, I've got a lot of seeds. Mrs. Space City. Greetings from H-Town. Howdy. Hello. Greetings. Is H-Town Houston? Am I correct? Oh, now we have 6 votes for Sherbert. I love it. Yeah. Thank you so much for coming in and saying hi and participating in the poll. Sherbert is now in the lead. Oh, yeah. So I'm going to drop some more of these red acre cabbage seeds. I'm going to go ahead. These seeds are from 2020, so they are old. I'm going to go ahead and drop 3 in each hole. I've been telling my friends Teach Happy and Freeland Farm, who've been in here with me, and anyone else lurking in the bushes, that this year I'm dropping more seeds than I normally do when I sow seeds, because more seeds, more better. Yes, I'm in Houston. What's in the garden? Heck yeah. Welcome in from Houston. So your weather is nothing like mine. It's not, my wind's not so bad today. Sometimes I look out and it looks kind of windy, but nothing like it was last week. But it's snowy. Snowy today. It was 65 yesterday, and now it is currently 23 and snowy. Yeah. Yeah, that's super dry. So what is in the garden? Currently in the garden is garlic. Garlic is out there. My garlic that I planted in November is actually sprouting. I'm super happy about that. My guardsman onion survive the winter. It's kind of perennialized out there. So did my Hashiko bunching onion. My sage plant has been there for about 5 years. The rabbit tried to do it under, but looks like there's still some leaves that were under the snow. Then I have 2 hoop houses. One I cleaned out a couple weeks ago or a week and a half ago and dropped carrot seeds, spinach, and lettuce, which is early for me, but I'm experimenting. And it's in a covered hoop house. So it's yeah, we'll see. And then the other one, there is a collard plant in there, and the kale and or collards. There's some other plants that I sowed seeds for last year that are coming back. The red sorrel is unkillable. Red leaf sorrel, I think might actually be the same as bloody dock. Yeah, so you probably were asking me what seeds I'm dropping. Have you grown rosemary? I use it so much, but I'd love to grow it. Funny you should ask.